What's going on, motivators? We got another video. We have another mural debate, but this time it's Black versus Palestine. Let's get into this.
New at 11, this Free Palestine mural on Richmond's north side is stirring up debate. It sits at the corner of Brooklyn Park Boulevard and North Avenue.
That's where we find 8 News reporter Sarah Molina, who spoke to people on both sides of the aisle here. And Sarah, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, Eric, Heather, that's right. I'm standing here in front of that mural off of North Avenue. I'm not sure exactly how much you guys can see, but it is behind me, and it does show a woman holding a slice of watermelon with the seed spelling out Free Palestine. Now, some Black community leaders say it's not the message they have a problem with, it's the watermelon imagery, which they say can carry offensive racial stereotypes, especially in this historically Black neighborhood. Take a drive down North Avenue and you'll see it right away. A large mural at the Brooklyn Park Boulevard intersection shows a darker-skinned woman holding a slice of watermelon with seeds spelling out Free Palestine.
Okay, so before we get into this, I'm just going to hit up a history on why there's a relation with Black people to watermelon.
About watermelon. Don't white people like watermelon too? Well, the stereotype of African Americans being excessively fond of watermelons came during a specific period in history, and it was used to fulfill a specific political purpose. After slaves won their emancipation, they made watermelon a symbol of their newfound freedom by growing, eating, and selling it. Southern whites responded by using the fruit to depict African Americans as unclean, lazy, and childishness. This trope was so widely accepted within popular culture that the origins of it are almost forgotten.
All right, so here we go. We have a cool background as far as where the whole watermelon related to Black people came from. Obviously, it was after slavery.
Sitting in the heart of a historically Black Richmond neighborhood, it's drawing mixed reactions from community members like local artist Gary Flowers.
A watermelon image in the Black community is offensive. We understand the history of the watermelon as a symbol of the Palestinian movement, and we support that.
Flowers says while watermelons have been used to represent the Palestinian flag, the context here matters.
This is not about Palestine. This is about a Black community in Richmond, Virginia that has been offended by an image placed here without community consent.
It's why Flowers says he's pushing.
So now you got liberal and liberal, right? So the Free Palestine people, they're obviously going towards the idea of how the flag looks, how you have a watermelon to symbolize the same thing for Palestine. But now they don't want it. To me, I don't see what the big deal is, but obviously it's offensive to Black people or certain Black people in Richmond, Virginia.
For it to be replaced with this, done by a local artist.
This image connects the Black liberation flag of red, black, and green with the same colors that are included in the Palestinian flag. We can make that historic connection, but at the same time remove the offensive watermelon.
However, property owner Teresa Sharp says they have no intent of changing the mural, which went up in December after she responded to a social media post from a California-based artist, Lauren, seeking a space for this mural.
Lauren put up this mural to protest the genocide that's occurring in Palestine right now. When you start censoring things or changing things, you start to erase the symbolism that is currently existing there.
She says,
yeah, but at the same time, too, with that gentleman's thought, you have it that it's now, it's a bad symbol because it's a bad trope for Black people, right? I just showed a little history onto why it was way back after slavery. Now you have two competing dynamics. Black people think it's offensive, but it's something meant to be good for the Palestine. So which one wins? That's why when you go with identity politics, you create these kind of things.
Hi, I'm Edward Sprague, and I'm the artist behind the unfortunately controversial mural of what appears to be Black woman eating a giant watermelon. However, I would just like
I mean, it's very dark. It looks like a Black woman.
to say, first off, she's not Black. People from Gaza are not Black. They're just dark skinned. It's sunny there like all the time. So she's really tanned. In hindsight, would I have made her a little less tan? Sure I would have. Obviously, I've heard the stuff about the Black people and the watermelon, but I was trying to make it more realistic. I mean, I can't make her white. That would make no sense. Those are the oppressors in this situation. And I would just like to say to the Black people who are upset about this, I'm sure
This victimhood was brought on by themselves. Identity politics create this mess that you cannot have anything because it's always going to offend one person. And if you remember about 4 years ago, people couldn't wear certain clothing because it was offending one side of the community, that if you were to take clothing that someone else made from a different ethnic group, therefore you're culturally appropriating. These things are crazy. Then why would they sell it if you cannot wear it? Make those things make sense. And now you have a liberals who have a building in the black community, and they don't want to take this stuff down because obviously they're liberals and they're trying to represent the Free Palestine movement, but it's inside a black community and it's painted a little bit darker than what it normally is. And it looks like a black person, but it could have been Palestine. So now you are supposedly representing one group, but you're offending another.
There's a lot of you who are not, but some of you are. I just want to say chill out. That's your word, right? That's the word you guys like to use. Just chill out. Just relax a little bit. There was no harm meant here. I'm just trying to support the Free Palestine cause. And look, watermelon is the only fruit that is black, red, green, and white, which is the color of the Palestinian flag. It's symbolism, right? And look, I understand that you black people are very upset about things that have happened in this country, which is totally understandable. Us white devils have done some horrible things, but we did your stuff for a while. Now we're on to the Free Palestine stuff, right? We're on to that, and then we can...
I mean, that's a very weird way of putting it. We helped you before, so we're going to cast you aside. We're going to now help the Palestine. Don't worry if it offends you. But again, going back to it, they are causing their own problems. Had they not just relied on identity politics, these things wouldn't happen. It would just be like, hey, we're up. Now they're eating themselves alive because you cannot do one thing without offending another set group.
Come back to the black stuff. Once we're done with the Free Palestine, once Palestine's free, which probably should be any minute now, then we'll come back to the black stuff, okay? And then I'll make a mural about black stuff, about famous jazz musicians and basketball players and Obama. You guys love Obama, right? We'll do Obama. So
This is another thing I find to be very distorted with liberals. They don't worry about the offending part. Don't worry about it. I know it's in your neighborhood. We place something and it seems offensive to you right dead in your face. But don't worry about it. Next month, we're going to come out. We're going to do something that's going to hold you tight. Again, do I really care about this mural being up, whether it's for Palestine or black people? I have no say in that. I don't care. But I just think the idea behind it is that they're creating division. Now it's coming back to bite them, and they don't know how to deal with it.
Bear with us for now. Let us just keep our mural up. Don't get too upset. Chill out, right? And then once Palestine is free soon, we'll go back to the black stuff.
The building didn't want to go on camera, but told me she wanted to hold space for Palestinians and raise awareness for their cause. Illa Bryan, 12 on your side.
Here's the thing. This video was all the way back in December. We are now back in April, and now it's starting to catch more steam.
It was not meant to cause harm. Lauren even took to social media to explain the symbolism behind the mural, saying in part, watermelon, a fruit grown in Gaza, symbolizes Palestinian identity. Sharp says that statement will be posted on this wall.
These two cultures have typically over history supported one another.
Now, Flowers says a community discussion should have been held before this mural went up, but now there will be a teach-in held on Sunday for community members to hear from both Black and Palestinian leaders.
You may have noticed this watermelon emoji cropping up on social media when people talk about the conflict in Gaza.
But what does the watermelon have to do with it?
The forces of Israel sweep on.
After the Six-Day War in 1967, when Israel seized control of the West Bank, Gaza Strip, and annexed East Jerusalem, the Israeli government banned all public displays of the Palestinian flag in the occupied territories. So instead, people started displaying watermelons, a fruit grown right across the region, made up of the same red, green, and black colours as the Palestinian flag.
Israel lifted the ban on the Palestinian flag in 1993 as part of the Oslo Accord.
And now, with the ongoing conflict in Gaza, people are using the watermelon symbol to signify solidarity with Palestine. You may have noticed this watermelon.
If you could see that for black people, it came first as far as slavery being abolished and how they grew watermelons, and that in itself kind of showed some idea of laziness, and it became a trope to use against them, right? Fast forward, same thing for the Palestinians during the war. The only thing that they could have represent, since there was a ruling made that they couldn't express anything with their flags, one could deem that as being offensive, that black people are eating watermelons. And the other one, it could deem that it's showing something that they're fighting back. So on which spectrum you're gonna be? So let me know what you think about it. All right, motivators, if you enjoy what you've seen and heard, please like, comment, subscribe, and share a Black veteran perspective. Stay motivated.